Okay. Let's see if it is going to be first pick here without the Yuzong, because without the Yuzong already, it does make sense for it to be insta first pick here for Verso time. It's something that they definitely want to take away from ONIC Philippines, but it might be the Lancelot too, right? Because at this point, I think if I were Verso, I would much rather have a Lancelot on my team over a Lancelot on the hands of King Kong, but it seems like it's going to be different. Kalea, first pick. Still the same route that they like to go for. Up against Evos, it was always first pick Kalea, and it does seem like here it will just be first pick Kalea. Nothing too crazy from Verso time, still sticking to the winning conditions that actually they set forth for themselves in the match against Evos.
Yeah, and I believe that these two teams also coincidentally have a higher pick rate on Kalea. And Brusco also has some insane games on this hero, so there's a lot of common shared hero pools amongst the players. Although they also got a taste of that Loyi comp earlier on from ONIC Philippines, something to prep for. YSS got taught for ONIC PH.
Okay, so yeah, the Gatakacha makes sense. Again, up against the Kalea, you usually just see this as a response to the Kalea. It's a really good counter pick, but the Yisun Shin means that Versatile will be able to pick up the Lancelot for Justinian here, and they'll surely wait.
Wow.
They actually turned things around. I thought it was going to be the Lancelot plus the Lapu Lapu to just go for the zoning on the Yisun Shin, but they end up still going for Kimmy, leaving the Lancelot for ONIC Philippines to ban in the second phase, and ONIC Philippines here, I think they could just pick up the Esmeralda pick here very early as well, right? Like, there's nothing really stopping them. There's no combo for the Esmeralda to beat the Esmeralda. I was thinking of like the Lunox, but hey, it's going to be the Arlet into a losing matchup. This is something that we haven't seen from Verso time. They don't care even if it's up against the Arlet. Against the Lapu Lapu. They will pick up the Arlet, and it seems like ONIC Philippines have learned a bit of that as well. They'll pick up the Arlet into the Lapu. They don't care. And now we understand why they went for Yisun Shin instead of the Lancelot. It's another pick that can actually give the Arlet another reset to play with.
Yeah. Not only that, I think also seeing the Kimmy for Kajik, which is a very comfortable pick, also signals that there's a chance Lapu goes to March. So taking Castle's pocket pick away is definitely a big boon. And I like the Akai ban because I was thinking for Verso time, if they're willing to leave jungler picks for 4 and 5, which it means that the Lancelot might not even be a priority if Akai or Fredrin is up on the table, which they have shown in this tournament. So ONIC Philippines definitely a lot more prepared coming into this grand finals after getting a taste of the diversity that Coach Osprey has brought. Not to mention that they had to play in global ban format in their own domestic league, which has expanded a lot of the players' hero pool, so they can be a lot more unpredictable in these high-stakes situations.
And you can already see the Akai ban here. So again, respecting Verso time, they were able to pull off the Akai to completely zone King Kong from the neutral objectives in the jungle as well, which is something that I just have not been a fan of. Looking at the current meta, it gets really, really tough for the Akai to actually stay level up against whatever on the other side, right? A Yisun Shin, a Lancelot, whatever it comes out, usually it's just going to be really, really tough. But Versatile found a way to actually make it work with mid-prio. So something that ONIC Philippines will definitely have to respect, and they have done. Versatile, on the other hand, I think the mid laner ban should still come through here. And for ONIC Philippines, despite the Akai ban, I still think the Lancelot should come through. They should still respect that Lancelot pickup for Justinian, as again, it would actually give Verso time a way to deal with the Lancelot and the Gatakacha around neutral objectives to still secure these neutral objectives.
Yeah, I agree. I think you ban the Lancelot, then if Verso time wants to go for a jungler choice in the assassin role, then Joy is the last option. If not, then there's a Fredrin, which both are very manageable with what ONIC has. I believe the Yeef is also still up on the table, so Super Friends have plenty of options. Even up to this point, I still think the Loyi is not bad for them, considering that they already have the Yisun Shin that gives vision with the Mountain Shocker, but also they have they have heroes that can set up if given a good enough flank position with the diversion. I think ONIC's draft still pretty open with a lot of options that they can go for. It's more for Verso time, who has a more clear-cut approach, considering that they have revealed that Kimmy early on.
That's a really good call, man. The Loyi. Yeah, I feel like the Loyi could actually fit in really good for ONIC Philippines right now. Combo's obviously there, but it was also, good respect to the Guinevere here. Again, just respecting the prowess that Justinian has, the flexibility that he has, man. And the Loyi, will get banned out there. Really good call out, Husky. I think the Loyi would have been perfect because it's another pick that would do really well up against a front-to-back composition that Verso Time are already going for, but also you give the stacks, or sorry, the resets constantly to the Arlet here. So with the Guinevere ban, CC, final ban for Verso Time, ONIC Philippines should just go for the Ruby pick, I believe. I think it's still okay, though you are going to be quite vulnerable up against the pick-off threat of the Kalea, so that's something you got to keep in mind.
The Esmeralda is still up and available if they do wish to go that, or unless they want to go down like what EVOS has shown, right? The Uranus goal was was something that is more of a kind of a gotcha pick, I guess. They
Did
will
EVOS
take
win on that pick, by the way?
Yes, they did. They won with the Uranus goal.
Right.
Yeah, I think that was like game 1.
Interesting. So that we saw actually in Indonesia as well. It was what beat them. So that's why I had to ask just to confirm. Alter Ego were able to pick up the Uranus Gold to beat Evos in the lower bracket finals. But it will be the Ruby Deny from Verso Time, plus the Fredrin pickup for themselves. So it's technically a hyper carry Kimmy right now. That's the guy you're going to be expecting to actually carry them through the late game. But if they're able to win early, oh my lord, speaking of late game, ONIC Philippines notice that there's not much time from Verso Time. So they go for the Ixia on the hands of Kelra. I mean, hey, leave it to Kelra in an international to pick up a hero like this. He picked up the Layla at M6 going up against a composition that doesn't have dive, and now it's the Ixia for the Winter is Coming tournament grand finals. And leave it to the god in the gold lane to pick up a pick like this in a match as high stake as a grand finals.
Yeah, and we've seen him do crazy things too, like season 14 grand finals, the deciding game. He picks up Beatrix, which at that time was considered one of the worst gold laners, and still ended up making highlight plays. So I mean, he's really reaching deep into his pockets. We saw Obsidia like 2 times early on, and now the Ixia up with some good setups with this Gatot Kacha and Arlen. I'm looking forward to see what else ONIC PH has left in the pocket though.
Let's see, we're going to jump into the game. Brusco already taking a bit of damage. Super Friends jumping in as well, going for the trade. Revitalize used up. Oh my lord! AFK doing a bit too much for ONIC to handle. They're going to have to back away here, leaving a wave to Kojic. And Prince won't actually get level 2 right off the bat of the wave. So that means that Verso will have control over Aletho. Small win at the start of the game.
And this Fredrin pick, we are pretty much on track with what Verso Time has in mind to go for, but I mean AFK is just putting on so much pressure.
Oh, they're gonna turn shot for unnecessarily, but he still will get the better trade in the end. AFK down for Super Friends. Thankfully, Brusco is gonna be tanking up this wave, holding it there so that Friends doesn't lose XP and gold, but it's still a big win for Verso.
Yeah, like Kojic gets the kill. First blood goes to ONIC Philippines, but it was Brusco that ends up getting the takedown. The King Kong will try to at least salvage some of that early game mishap. Steals a camp away, has a gang angle.
Uh-oh, that's going to be King Kong with the walk-up. Doesn't actually pop the Mountain Shocker, so Kojic is able to recall. But the tempo is off already for Verso Time as they will lose out of the mid lane. Walking up bot. Kirk will still be taken low. They're going to go for the last kill. Oh, Verso able to get the kill under turret with skill 1 on Lapu.
I feel like we've seen this before, Mirko. Even in the upper bracket, they were putting a lot of pressure onto Kirk when Justinian hits level 4. They would just bring AFK in, and now Super Phrase again.
The relentless pressure coming in from Verso Time in the mid lane, and even in the bottom lane. A good taunt coming down with the lockdown with a Mountain Shock with Verso. They're able to kite away. Castle gets away. That's going to be a Purify used up at Kojic. A full CC lockdown over to Brusco. He's still going to be able to go in though, and that Revitalize helps him for a bit, as now it's going to be Castle on the bravest fighter, King Kong, getting slashed by Castle on the Lapu Lapu. That's going to be the shot coming down from Kelra, but it won't deal enough damage to take anyone down.
And this death from AFK was worth it because Castle walked out with almost no health, and he comes back in with more than 50% health. Not to mention AFK heating him up with a passive. Look at this. They all line up for the space gun of Kojic and a bravest fighter on top of that. That purple buff going over to Verso Time. The exact same situation and a gang top.
The Kalea sustain, dude. The healing from the passive is absolutely broken. And you can see Versatime use that every single game. This is something that, again, has kind of fallen off in a lot of regions. We don't really see Kalea picked up that often, right? Usually it's like, got to catch a Grok, that's the real main contestant, and sometimes we see the Hilda. But AFK and Osprey, they're really making a case for Kalea to be first pick here with the sustain, the constant crazy, the heals, and also the surprisingly massive base damage that Kalea has. That's an AOG into the Mountain Shocker. Kojic, no Purify, gets taken out by Brusco on the turret. Friends tanking up a whole lot of turret shots. That's the final slash to bring them back, but there's not enough damage from ONIC Philippines. They'll just go and take the kill on Kojic and be happy with it.
And that was so unfortunate because the Purify just came back up for Kojic. I was about to say that he started this game 3-0. That's the perfect opening for the Kimmy. But now that I look at the draft of Verso Time, and knowing that the coach is Osprey, let's bring back some of the memories when he was still with Fireflux or Aurora Turkey, where this sort of a Ube strat with the Fredrin was sort of the signature of what put that Turkish team on the map. And now Verso Time really assimilating very well with the same idea.
It's almost a 2,000 gold lead for Verso Time. They're going to go into the mid lane, baiting out the Purify from Prince without using a Tsunami Slam. That was just a traction pulse, and it has led to Verso Time to secure the second turtle of the game for free. ONIC Philippines on full defense mode right now. They're going to have to keep these turrets from being taken away by Verso Time. And it's going to be quite tough. Whoa! Final slash, but into the Tsunami Slam he goes. Castle pops in a Bravest Fighter. And I think Kirk is going to have to give this away.
They used the AOG top 2 to try and gank March, and March able to get away with his Flicker too. So Flicker's traded on both sides. Verso Time, they're just going to keep on making sure that Kirk doesn't get to play much. But Prince goes down.
Oh my lord. What was the initial damage from? Was it just Justinian? I didn't see if anyone got an assist on that kill, but that is ridiculous damage. But it makes sense. It's a Fredrin with Concussive Blast. You know, skill 1 into Concussive Blast is going to hurt you a lot. That's a stun landing. Castle looking for the solo kill on Kirk. Might be able to get it. Kirk getting away barely. Castle with the flicker secures the solo on Kirk.
Oh, does he not have reset on the Vengeance? That's unlucky. AFK also able to zone out the rest of ONIC PH.
Brusco's trying his best. The full barrage together with the Federate airstrike. Oh, takes March really low to flicker in, but it's not enough to take him down. Brusco gets away with the AOG, and Verso still are keeping themselves alive from the full barrage.
They tracked out King Kong too, forces out an early Mountain Shocker. And on top of that, Castle just proxies, clears out the wave. Nothing that King Kong can do. In fact, he's sort of trapped here.
He's going to try to go for the clear, and he is able to clear it, man. Good deny from him. Without the Mountain Shocker, AFK flickers in, gets a Tsunami Slam combo together. King Kong could have moved for a whole, well, up until he died.
Turtle is going to be up. Justinian will be at the bottom, though, to try and at least save this turret, which will be successful with the help of March. And again, the Castle just proxies the top wave. That wave gets pushed in. Kirk in danger.
The tempo that Verso have on the map, man. The fact that they're able to rotate so quick and well, way quicker than ONIC Philippines. Kirk again gets locked down by the taunt. No way into the damage, and he just disappears. 1-4-0 on the Arlet. Castle picking up a kill, or turret rather, up top as King Kong is forced to farm in his own jungle, but even that's difficult. That's Castle with a walk up again, able to find a stun over to Brusco. King Kong gets it with the Traceless. Brusco gonna be all in there as Kojic goes on to Prince. Turn to mid lane, fall in, I'm offended with a flicker, brings Prince into the bullets of Kojic, and he is 4-1-3.
Insane tempo from Verso Time. Not to mention on expanding rivers, so they just move so much faster with these objective spawns and takedowns. Kelra just cashed in on his Sky Piercer, but with how the game is going, I'm not really sure if he even has the output or enough support from the team to get the Sky Piercer stacks, man.
I don't think so, dude. Because these guys are tanky. All of them are so tanky. The fact that they've built around Kojic and he's 4-1-3 with a Sky Piercer, I believe. Does he have Sky Piercer? I think that's the only question I have right now for Verso Time, is the fact that it's still very one-dimensional for them, right? They still have to just play for Kojic. As ONIC Philippines continue to scale, late game is going to be quite good in terms of damage output. It's just, can the frontliner hold Kojic's damage?
And all this time, I think for the past minute and a half, 2 minutes, Castle has been left to his own devices. He's free farming the top lane. He's taking jungle camps, and all that cash is gonna convert into just great backline dive potentials. 3-0-3 is having a great game and also a natural answer to Kirk too.
Now it's just a slow game. Verso, they pop in Conceal right as I say that. Going into the mid lane. Oh my god, Prince. He almost didn't spot that.
Oh,
that's Castle going in all the way deep on a King Kong. Dives under the base turret and gets the kill. 20 seconds for Lord to spawn. That's going to be a good shutdown picked up by Kelra. So at least they get something back. But King Kong's down for 17 and the Lord spawning in 10.
That's the Castle spirit, man. Really full sends it. Does give a shutdown over the Kelra. Cashes in on the extra goal and his first 10 Sky Piercers stack. So small win for ONIC Philippines. Verso Time won't be able to start the Lord fast enough now that King Kong is back on the map. But YSS so far is not having a good game at all. 0-3-3 and a level behind Justinian's Frederick.
It's big for Verso Time right now. Yes, it still was a shutdown to Kelra. So he has a Sky Piercer stack. He has a lot of bounty gold that he used to get a Sea Halberd. We were talking about the sustain earlier, so there's already a response as well from ONIC Philippines. It's just the fact that, oh, Castle's gonna be walking up again, going for the zone over to King Kong. Now Brusco trying to go for the peel, but AFK flickers in and finds a Tsunami Slam, bringing King Kong into the raging slashes. And Castle's not done, not just yet. He'll go for the extra stun. That's a free Lord over to Verso Time, and King Kong is 0-4-3, Husky.
This is a flashback to some of the games we've seen earlier on, whether it's the upper bracket finals or lower bracket finals. King Kong getting completely shut down by hard crowd control. We saw Key do it with the Grok, we've seen AFK do it with the Kalea, and now it is happening all over again.
My lord. This is why in the drafts I said, you know, I would much rather have King Kong over on the Lancelot compared to the Yusin Shin. And for Verso Time, they would much rather have this. They would much rather have King Kong on a very immobile, right? I mean, we say immobile, technically Yusin Shin isn't, but in King Kong's like hero pool, this is still considered an immobile pick. We see him usually on the Fanny, the Hayabusa, Lancelot, and the Joys, who have crazy mobility. So having just one dash ain't enough for King Kong right now. They're gonna go for the Siege Verso Time. AFK is looking for the pickoff, but he's gonna be feinting back and forth as the Lord is able to charge into the bottom lane turret, getting it real low. Kajik's on it with the Siege. Brusco's gonna be walking up as well. That's gonna be Castle with the... Oh my god, I'm offended. Actually lands on Frizz. He's gonna get deleted. Castle up top, tanking the damage. That's gonna be all in over. Kelra flickering out the safety, doing a lot of damage back, but Castle's too darn tanky. They've cracked the base open already. That's two, making 3 base turrets with the mid lane and ONIC Philippines without a full barrage. AFK gonna go in for the Tsunami Slam. Able to go for it. Oh my god, March gets the I'm offended on 2 right into the stun of Castle. 11 minutes. Verso Time just stomped on ONIC Philippines.